Cooper Marcher here. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Alexis Hackney and her family found Trooper while flipping a house. They heard her meowing from the basement and went to investigate. She was in the wall, and my mom and sister had to get a sledgehammer and burst out the sheetrock to get her. She was only about 2 weeks old, and her eyes were barely open. They couldn't find Trooper's mother, so they took the tiny kitten to their home in Tallahassee, Florida, which they shared with Whaley, Hackney's grandmother. The cat loved one woman more than anyone else in the world, 96-year-old Sarah Whaley. My grandmother lived with us for 18 years. She moved here to babysit us when we were little, and she just kind of stayed. She was a major part of our household. She was the patriarch. Not only did Whaley adore her grandchildren, but she also adored the family cats, and she formed a particularly close bond with Trooper. Trooper was a one-person cat, and that person was definitely my grandmother. While everyone could see how much they loved each other, the family didn't get a true sense of their connection until Whaley became very ill. My grandmother started going downhill around Christmas last year, and we started noticing Trooper being there all the time. Trooper mostly slept on the bed, but she also brought her gifts from around the house. She was never the kind to pick up toys and move them around the house or anything. But when my grandma couldn't move around anymore, she would bring stuff to her, whatever she found on the floor, like socks. As she started getting sicker and sicker, she increased the amount of stuff that she was bringing to her. She'd go into my brother's room and grab his socks and haul them downstairs and lay them on the floor. When my grandmother started getting to the point where she couldn't communicate anymore, having Trooper there was definitely calming for her, and nothing seemed to scare Trooper away from Whaley's bedside. She loved my grandma so much. It just broke my heart to see all this pain in her eyes. When Whaley passed away in March, a few days before her 97th birthday, Trooper was inconsolable. She's not a very vocal cat, but she was just walking around the house crying all the time. Trooper is doing a lot better now, although she still goes into Whaley's old room and leaves socks and other objects on the floor. You can tell that she definitely misses Grandma. What a beautiful story. Cooper Marcher here. Ciao.